Why Michael Jackson took naps in an oxygen chamber. Years of plastic surgery, substance addiction, and eating disorders left Michael Jackson devastated both inside and out. Sadly, not even his oxygen chamber could keep him going forever. Did his fame push him into isolation? Jackson only ate once a day. He didn't let anyone near his deformed feet. He was completely bald when he passed away. He first went under the knife for a nose job, but he ended up having up to 100 operations. Back in the 80s and 90s, disgraced pop singer Michael Jackson reportedly slept in an oxygen chamber in the hopes of staying off the effects of aging. The truth is, sleeping in an oxygen chamber would lead to removing toxicity in Jackson's blood. There were puncture wounds all over Jackson's arms. The injuries were possible from injected substances. There were also holes in his shoulders, hips, and thighs, probably from shots of painkillers. There were also traces of previous procedures. Jackson had his lips tattooed pink, black tattoos covered his eyebrows. Part of his scalp was also tattooed black, the color blended with his hairline disturbingly. His shoulder-length hair was a wig, the wig had been glued to his head. Under the wig, Jackson was completely bald, his scarred scalp had patches of peach fuzz. When he passed away, the singer was extremely thin. According to reports, he only ate one small meal per day. It's possible that Jackson was anorexic. Additionally, the king of pop had issues with his feet. Steady movement left his feet seriously twisted. Jackson had calluses that hurt. He had a very bad fungal infection. Despite the fact that his skin appeared rotten due to the infection, the singer refused to let medical personnel in. The traumatic incident in 1984 was the cause of many of his addictions. Jackson was recording a Pepsi promotion. On set, his hair accidentally caught fire. He got $1.5 million in pay. He gave Brotman Hospital everything he had. An oxygen chamber was purchased with $100,000 from the hospital. Burn patients received assistance from the device. Afterward, Jackson purchased his own oxygen chamber. He used it because it helped him look younger. He stayed there for about 2 hours. Jackson would occasionally even nap there. I accept that assuming I treat my body appropriately, I'll live to be somewhere around 150. However, as a matter of fact, didn't treat his body appropriately. The singer initially just desired a new nose. He had a lot of anxiety about getting a rhinoplasty. So he asked his more seasoned sister LaToya to go first. "Can you be my guinea pig?" he asked. Jackson enjoyed how LaToya's nose ended up. He underwent rhinoplasty on his own in 1979. After that, he was unable to halt. He underwent a second nose job to correct the first. He wanted to thin out his nose more and more. After 4 or 5 nose occupations, his noses looked 3-sided, his airways were obstructed. Jackson began taping his nose when fluid from his nose began to enter his mouth. He continued by changing his entire face. Jackson persuaded a friend to have a cleft chin in 1986. He went for it himself after seeing how it turned out. His real obsession with his chin was similar to his nose job. He also underwent a number of skin procedures. The first was to deal with his vitiligo. Skin discoloration is the result of vitiligo. Jackson's skin became covered in white spots. He covered them up with bleaching cream and makeup. Jackson tried Botox, fillers, and cheek implants despite his concerns. His journey for flawlessness wasn't his main enslavement. He was given painkillers for his burns in 1984. Jackson became dependent on professionally prescribed prescriptions. Sadly, his addiction ultimately caused his demise. Michael Jackson, the man who made the world dance to his music, passed away 14 years ago. The singer passed away of cardiac arrest, but his demise remains a source of mystery due to the fact that his personal physician was accused of slowly poisoning him. According to one theory, Jackson is still alive and faking his demise because he owed a lot of money. Despite this, his posthumous report affirmed that the body was that of Jackson's. Not long after his demise, a line official saw Michael Jackson crossing the boundary from California to Mexico. In any case, not a solitary individual in Mexico has seen Jackson yet. Michael Jackson's demise as a result of overdosing on substances. He was also said to have perished from the combination of substances in his body, according to reports. The star received that medication by injection every day because he was heavily addicted. Jackson's doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, was found guilty of the musician's passing away and later sentenced to 2 years in prison for involuntary killing.